Welcome to the Alchemist Collective. If this video found you, it is meant for you to hear it at this time. There is no such thing as coincidences. Everything is connected. Grab your favorite drink, settle in. I want to ask you a question. Have you ever held on to someone who gave you the bare minimum, hoping that one day they will change? Have you? If you have, then this is definitely for you. Today we're talking about something we often struggle to accept. When someone chooses not to rise to meet us, right? When they offer us breadcrumbs instead of a feast. When they show us through their action that they are not willing to love us the way that we deserve. Truth is, they were never your person. It's okay. It was never going to work out. It was never going to work out. Do you know why? It's because you desired more than they were willing to give. Sad, but it's true. So today, we are not mourning the loss. We are celebrating the release. Here's the tea on understanding why some people are just not meant to be in your life long term. They were never your type. They were never your type to begin with. You just tried to make it work. They were never your type. You just tried to make it work. And sometimes we get caught up in the potential of a person, right? Rather than who they really are. You saw something in them, something that they didn't see in themselves. And that's not our burden to carry, you know. You wanted them to grow. You wanted them to heal with you. You wanted them to become better. But they weren't ready for it. They were not ready for it. And maybe, this is the sad part, maybe they never will be. But you need to understand, some people are comfortable in the bare minimum. That's all they know. There are people who thrive in relationships where nothing is required of them. No accountability is required of them. No emotional depth is required of them. No real effort is required of them. And these are the people, how you would know, these are the people who disappear when things get too real. These are the ones who ghost you when emotions are involved. Or they leave when they're asked to step up. That's their type. That is their type. They are drawn to people who will accept the inconsistency. Period. They're drawn to people who likes the disrespect, who lacks the emotional unavailability. And you are not that person. You are not that person. Lowering your standards for someone, it never ends well. Because maybe you started accepting things. You started accepting things that you would never have before. You started accepting the lack of effort. You started accepting them ghosting you. You started accepting the disrespect. And maybe you convinced yourself that, oh, it wasn't that bad. That maybe I could fix it. That if you just gave them more love, that they might change. Let me be honest, that is not how love works, right? You can't force someone to give more than what they are capable of. Your standard is not the problem so much as the wrong person just can't meet them. There's a power in letting go. And I want you to affirm this every day until you feel it. Affirm this every single day. Put it in your notes app. Put it in your journal. Their behavior is not a reflection of my worth. Their behavior is not a reflection of my worth. They were never going to give you more, okay? And that is okay. It is okay. So stop questioning, why didn't they try harder? Stop wondering if you weren't good enough to make them change, right? Because the truth is, they are exactly who they were always going to be. And someone else will accept that. But you don't have to. You don't have to. Do not love them more than you love yourself. Am I preaching today or what? Loving someone who refuses to meet your needs, it's not an act of love, it's an act of self-abandonment. Choosing yourself means you are refusing to tolerate disrespect. Even when you still have feelings for them, loving yourself means walking away. It means walking away even when it hurts, right? Because you know that staying would hurt even more. Because most times that is what happens. If you stay, it hurts you even more. It depletes you. Let them go be with their type, sis. Let them go be with their type. They are not your person. You are not the one for them. You are not the one who tolerates being ghosted. You are not the one who accepts mixed signals. You are not the one who begs for clarity, who begs for effort, who begs for love. So let them be with someone who will accept their behavior. That someone is not you. It is not you. When you trust that the right person will come along, when you release attachments and you open yourself to something greater, it will come in easy. It will flow in easy. I want to share a story with you, okay? I call this being in the prison of uncertainty. So there was a time in my life when I thought love was supposed to feel like a puzzle I had to solve, right? Like, if I just tried harder, if I just said the right words, or if I just became the version of myself that they wanted, that things will finally fall into place. I was in a relationship with someone who was never truly in the relationship. One day they were all in, making plans for the future, talking about what we could build together. And the next, they were distant. They were pulling away. They were unsure if they even wanted to be with me at all. And it was a constant cycle of hot and cold, of feeling like I was wanted and then discarded all over again. And I remember the exact moment I realized how much it was breaking me. We had been going back and forth for weeks, and I finally asked them point blank, do you even want this? Do you even want me? And the hesitation in their voice said everything. I don't know. 3 words that shattered every illusion I had been holding on to. Because here I was, giving my love, my time, my energy, pouring my heart into something that left me empty. While they stood there, unsure if I was even what they wanted. But instead of walking away, I stayed. I stayed because I thought maybe they just needed time. Maybe they were scared of love. Maybe I could prove that I was worth choosing. But what I didn't realize then was that I had already been choosing them over and over again, right? While they sat there weighing their options, keeping me stuck in limbo, making me question if I was good enough. And that uncertainty, that slow, painful rejection disguised as I'm just figuring things out, it started to seep into the way that how I saw myself. I became insecure in ways I never had before. I questioned if I was lovable, if I was maybe too much, if I was somehow unworthy of the kind of love that I longed for. I overanalyzed every conversation that we had, wondering if I had said something wrong. I lost confidence in myself. I lost confidence in my beauty. I lost confidence in my worth. And one day, I looked in the mirror and I did not recognize the woman that was staring back at me. I was tired. I was drained. I had spent so much time trying to hold on to someone who couldn't even decide if they wanted to hold me back. And that's when it hit me. I am the prize. I am the prize. I am not something to be placed on a shelf while someone decides if they want me. I am not an option to be weighed against other possibilities. I'm not a placeholder for someone who is scared or too wounded or too emotionally avoidant to love me the way that I deserve to be loved. So I made the hardest yet most freeing decision of my life, and I let go. I stopped waiting for clarity from someone who thrived in confusion. I stopped hoping that they would wake up one day and realize what they had in me. I stopped trying to prove my worth to someone who should have seen it from the start, right? And in doing that, I reclaimed myself. So if no one told you, I want to tell you today, you deserve effort, okay? You deserve effort, not confusion. Love should feel safe. It shouldn't feel like a guessing game. And you should know that the right person, they won't even have you questioning where you stand with them, right? The right person, they won't disappear when things get deep. They'll stay and they'll work through it with you. And no, I was not asking for too much. You are not asking for too much. You are just asking the wrong person. You are asking the wrong person. The things that you want in love, easy things like communication, respect, consistency, they are not unreasonable. These are things that are so easy to give from the right person. If someone makes you feel like your standards are too high, you know what? They're just admitting that they can't meet them. Because the right person will meet you there. They will meet you there. If your standards are here, they will meet them there. Effortlessly, without needing to be convinced. One day, maybe in a few months or a year, you'll look back and wonder, why was I even with that person? Why did I ever settle? And you'll see that this person leaving your life was actually a blessing. It was a blessing. It was a blessing to your soul from the universe. Because you will realize that they were not a loss. You were the loss. And when the right person comes along, you'll understand. You'll understand why it never worked out with anyone else, right? So I want you to grab your journal and I want us to have this reflective time of release together. And I want you to write these affirmations or put it in your notes app so you can always come back to it, right? I want you to say, I release what was never meant for me. I choose myself fully and completely. I'm worthy of love. I'm worthy of a love that is deep. I'm worthy of a love that is true. I'm worthy of a love that is unwavering. And I want you to write this question and I want you to reflect on it. What standards have I lowered in the past for someone who didn't deserve me? How can I honor myself better moving forward? Right? And if you feel called to share whatever has come up for you, please do so in the comments. I would love for us to spark up conversation, or just share about a moment when you realized that someone wasn't worth your time. Remember, when you let go of the wrong one, you open a brand new timeline for the right one. And you have to trust that. You have to believe that. Do your healing, take your space, and the most importantly, choosing yourself is the most powerful thing you can ever do. And trust that the right love is on its way to you. So if you are listening to this and you feel stuck in a relationship that leaves you questioning your worth, I want you to ask yourself, if they truly valued you, would they have you feeling this way? Love should never leave you uncertain about where you stand. It should never feel like an emotional tug of war with you constantly pulling for more while they resist. If someone cannot give you clarity, give the clarity to yourself. You can do that. If they refuse to choose you, choose yourself. Because the person who is meant for you, they won't hesitate. They won't leave you second guessing. They'll see your worth from the moment they meet you, without fear. And I believe that that's the kind of love that I deserve. So I want you to not settle. I don't want you to shrink yourself for anyone. Don't shrink yourself to fit inside someone else's uncertainty. Don't love someone more than you love yourself. You are the prize, always. And like and subscribe the Alchemist Collective for more episodes on healing, empowerment, and divine transformations. I'm Aransha, your guide on this journey. Love and light.